Today we're going to explain the story from Season 3, Episode 7. The episode begins with Fatima surrounded by everyone, while Christy checks her and reveals that she is not pregnant. Fatima shares how she feels, mentioning her strange cravings for rotten vegetables and that she's been experiencing severe stomach pain for the past week. Christy explains that, sometimes, the body exhibits symptoms of psychosomatic pregnancy, which is rare but can mimic real pregnancy symptoms. She suggests that this might be happening to Fatima, but insists that Fatima is not actually pregnant. Fatima, upset that no one believes her, argues passionately that she can feel it inside her and insists she is pregnant. Frustrated, she lashes out at everyone and storms off with Ellis, following her to calm her down. Moriel also leaves the scene. This leaves Boyd and Christy alone. Christy confronts Boyd, saying he should have told her everything before performing the ultrasound. Boyd defends himself, saying he only just found out and that it's her job as a doctor to figure out what's wrong with the patient, not his. Angry, Boyd storms off, leaving Christy frustrated. Meanwhile, we see Victor talking to a Jasper's doll he brought back from inside a cave. He insists to the toy, "You need to talk to me. I know you can speak, but you're just refusing to do so in front of me." Frustrated, he begins to lose his temper with the toy. At this moment, Victor's father enters. "This is just a toy. It can't talk. Why can't you understand that?" But Victor argues back, claiming, "You're the one not understanding. This toy does talk. It has spoken to me before. I don't know why it's silent now, but I'll figure it out." He then storms out of the room. Meanwhile, we see Elzin working on a small toy that makes sounds. He's crafting it as a gift for Fatima's baby. However, when Elzin is alone, his camera unexpectedly clicks a photo, even though no one is near it. This startles him, and when he checks the photo, he is shocked by what he sees. What's in the picture remains a mystery for now. We shift to Fatima, who complains that no one understands her. Marielle tries to comfort her, saying, "I do understand you. It's just fear within you, nothing else. You need to eat properly." At this moment, Ellis arrives, and the scene transitions. Marielle walks away, Fatima expressing her frustration that no one understands her perspective. She says everyone speaks from their own viewpoint without considering hers. She tells Ellis that even he doesn't understand her problem. Ellis responds, "I can understand you, but what more can I do?" Fatima replies, "You need to trust me. Something is growing inside me, my belly is increasing every day, and I measure it regularly." Ellis tries to comfort her, saying, "Everything will be fine," and hugs her. We see Boyd with Donna, discussing what Fatima is going through. Boyd questions how Christy, being such a good doctor, could have missed something important. Donna speculates that Fatima might be scared, or there could be something else entirely, and if that's the case, they must address it immediately. Boyd insists they keep the matter private, as they promised to share secrets only with each other. Donna disagrees, stating she has responsibilities for everyone in the community, as they all live under one roof. Boyd gets upset and walks away. Jim is seen gathering vegetables. Suddenly, he notices his son Ethan and his wife with Jade. Jim questions their purpose. Tabitha explains she came because she saw this place in a dream, just like Miranda, Victor's mom, had foreseen earlier. Meanwhile, Julie, heading toward Christy, meets Randall, who invites her for a walk. Julie agrees and joins him. Elzin inspects a basement photo taken by his camera. He finds the basement, opens the door, and enters. Inside, he discovers a wardrobe which initially seems empty. However, he hears knocking behind it, moves the wardrobe, and uncovers a hidden door, leading to a small room. As he examines the area, he finds a decayed human corpse, which terrifies him. Suddenly, a ghostly woman appears, seeking his help, and Elzin tries to understand her needs. Officer Acosta struggles with guilt over Nikki's death caused by her actions. Unable to forgive herself, she heads to the diner for solace. Kenny is already standing there when Acosta approaches him. Kenny starts explaining, "We don't prepare tea or food here." Acosta responds, "I'm not here to eat or drink, I just came to talk." What kind of place is this? The police station here has turned into a post office, and there are signs of a travel agency everywhere. What is this place? Kenny replies, "We don't know what kind of place this is either. We tried finding answers to these questions, but we never got any." Kenny continues, "In the end, we just accepted everything and learned to live with it. Eventually, you'll get used to it too, and time will pass." Acosta responds, "I can't stay here for so long. I just want to leave this place as soon as possible." Kenny adds, "We all want to leave. While living here, I lost my father and my mother, and now I'm completely alone." He then offers Acosta some tea. Acosta, feeling sympathetic, says, "I'm sorry for your great loss." Kenny explains, "Right now, this stone, called the talisman, hanging at the door, is protecting all of us." Acosta asks, "Where do these stones come from?" Kenny answers, "Boyd brings these stones." Acosta comments, "He's such an arrogant person, acting like the ruler of this place. He even took my gun and blamed me for accidentally hurting a girl. It wasn't intentional, it was just a small accident." During a heated conversation, she becomes very angry and tells Kenny that she doesn't need his tea and leaves abruptly. Just then, another girl approaches Kenny and asks, "This is your mom's restaurant, right?" "We don't want to lose it again, so I came to ask, what are your intentions for it?" Kenny remains silent. Meanwhile, we see Tabitha with Jim. Jim questions her, "What are you doing here?" Tabitha explains that she has been having recurring nightmares, and they're troubling her deeply. She adds, "I need to figure out what these dreams mean, so let me do what I feel is necessary." Jim warns her, "Nothing here is safe, and we can't trust anyone. Remember, Sarah tried to harm our kids." However, Tabitha manages to convince Jim and tells him she's staying, and he should do what feels right for him. We see Randall with Julie in the woods. Julie asks him, "Why are we here?" Randall replies, "I came to collect mushrooms for Christy." Julie starts opening up, sharing, "When I was 15, my brother Thomas died. After that, our father never took us on trips." Moved, Randall says, "Come on, I'll take you somewhere," and brings her to a car, saying, "Today, I'll take you out for a drive." He takes Julie on a long drive. Meanwhile, we see Victor, still with the Jasper doll. He takes it to Sarah's house, where she opens the door after some time. Victor tells her he wants to take the doll to her basement to communicate with it. He believes he now understands how the doll will talk to him. Entering Sarah's house, he heads straight to the basement. Meanwhile, Boyd arrives at his police station and senses that someone has been there before him. Feeling uneasy, he draws his gun. He discovers it's Acosta. Boyd asks her, "What are you doing here?" Acosta replies that she came to retrieve her gun. She insists on taking it, but Boyd refuses, calling her unstable. Acosta defends herself, saying, "I fired out of fear before, but I won't make the same mistake again," and shows her police ID, reminding Boyd not to challenge her authority. Boyd asserts his control over the station, saying, "This is my place, and things happen here on my terms." Despite her anger, Boyd eventually gives her the gun, but keeps the bullets. Acosta, frustrated, leaves. We see Henry entering the kitchen, where Donna is present. Donna asks him what he's doing there, and Henry responds that he came to have a drink. Donna takes him to a different spot, where they share a drink and talk about Victor. She asks Henry how his relationship is going, and he replies, "Nothing is going well. I feel terrible for coming here. It would have been better if I had never come. I wish Tabitha had never arrived at my house." I had accepted my son as dead, and life was much easier for me. Coming here has only brought me immense pain. Meanwhile, we see Tabitha arrive at a location with Jade, Jim, and her son. This place has 3 stones that she often saw in her childhood dreams. Tabitha says, "This is the place that appears in my dreams and always haunts me. I used to play near these stones and once heard some strange noises. I hid behind a rock and heard the monster screaming. Whenever I tried to look at it, I would wake up." Interestingly, Miranda had the same dream too. Jade comments, "If you're having these dreams, it means you've been chosen, just like Miranda. There must be a reason why you keep remembering your childhood." We then see Ellis making tea. Tilly approaches her. She asks, "How is Fatima doing?" Ellis replies, "She's not well at all. Christy did an ultrasound and found out she isn't pregnant, but Fatima insists that she is. I'm so confused." Tilly reassures him, "Don't worry, I'll help you, just stay by Fatima's side." Ellis asks Tilly why she wants to help him. Tilly responds, "I love everyone here, and I want to help others because I have cancer." Meanwhile, we see Fatima in her room, struggling with severe itching on her hand, and intense stomach pain that she can't bear. She feels as if her stomach is collapsing inward, and her fear causes her to scream for help. However, no one comes to her aid until Ellis arrives. The moment Ellis reaches her, Fatima miraculously recovers. Tilly is also present as Ellis helps Fatima regain her composure. We then see Randall taking Julie on a drive. They enjoy their trip until Randall notices strange insects, like creatures resembling bees, on the car's windshield. These creatures always haunt Randall, and he panics, causing chaos inside the car before fleeing. Julie, confused, tells Randall, "There's nothing here, calm down." But Randall doesn't listen and tells her to go home. While he runs into the woods, Julie follows him and finds herself in an unfamiliar place that feels strange and unsettling. Randall also arrives, and when Julie asks why he ran, Randall replies, "I don't know." Randall mentions they should return as night is approaching, but she insists on staying, asking, "Do you feel what I'm feeling?" Randall replies, "I feel nothing." Meanwhile, Ellis is seen stealing medicine. Christy confronts him, explaining, "These high-dose medicines are for Fatima, but they might worsen her condition. Please listen to me, I'm a doctor." Boyd arrives and urges Ellis to return the medicines. Reluctantly, Ellis complies but runs off, with Boyd following to console him. Ellis laments, "No one understands what I'm going through." Boyd embraces his son before Ellis departs. Fatima is found near rotting vegetables, seemingly drawn to them, but doesn't eat. Suddenly, she experiences stomach pain. Tilly arrives to help. But Fatima, refusing aid, yells at her to leave. When Tilly insists on assisting, Fatima picks up a knife and attacks her, leaving Tilly injured on the spot. Fatima starts telling someone to run away, but even she doesn't understand why she did it. Just then, Ellis appears and looks at Fatima, who is terrified. She nervously repeats, "I didn't do this." With this intense moment, the episode comes to an end. Don't forget to subscribe the channel to watch the next episode.